I loved it. It's doing it. There's not. It's pretty hard. It is. I used to move it.
Excuse me. Welcome to North Ogden City Council. It's a pleasure to have you with us this evening. Please mute your cell phone so that we don't have any disturbances during the meeting, and appreciate your attendance here this evening. We'll begin by an invocation and pledge of allegiance by Council Member Carl Turner.
Our dear Father in heaven, we're very grateful for the blessings we have to be here tonight and for the blessings we have to live in this wonderful area. We're grateful for those who serve this community and those who are here, and for the residents and those who love and support each of us. We're grateful for the blessings we have to be able to live in America and in this community. We ask Thy Spirit will be here with us this night as we discuss the needs of the city, that Thy Spirit will help guide our decisions. We're grateful for all that we have, and we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Will you please rise and repeat the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. There's no flag like Old Glory. As I've been out visiting other areas in the world, there's none like it. We'll begin our meeting with item 1 on our agenda. There'll be public comments. Please state your name and address as you approach the podium, and it's now open for public comments.
I thought I better jump up. Obviously, the way I'm dressed, I have someplace else I need to be tonight. Rod Barker, 2524 Barker Parkway. Just a couple thoughts I wanted to share with you. I understand that the double lot ranch facility is going to be discussed and maybe acted upon tonight. So I want to just share a few thoughts that I had regarding that. I know that on August 7th, the vote was taken, and the vote was 3-2 against proceeding on that recreational facility. And then I heard a few days later that maybe it would be revisited. And so knowing that it would be revisited, I revisited it as well. I went back on YouTube and I pulled up the August 7th City Council meeting, and I listened to it. And I began to take some notes. And I made 2 lists because I like making lists, and I can see things a lot clearer when I just have lists and the weeds are chucked out of the way. And I made a list of arguments for the pond and arguments against the pond. And here's what I came up with. John, I apologize. I didn't listen to all of your preceding comments explaining what the project was. But I listened to public comments and the comments from the city council members, and here's what I found. Arguments for, we need a detention basin. And granted, that's an important reason, isn't it? The owner of the property wants it to be built there. We've already spent $600,000 on pipe going to the property. However, I note this was done before the city council even voted on approval of the pond. I found that interesting, that $600,000 would be spent beforehand. We may lose the government grant money if we don't move forward on it, and it's a pretty cool idea. That's the arguments for it that I gleaned out of the meeting. Granted, I'm getting old and doty, and sometimes I miss things. There may be a few other things that are in there. Here are the arguments that I noted against it. Sound from playing children would perhaps spill into surrounding neighborhoods. Granted, there's no surrounding neighborhoods in there now, but there will be in the future. It was noted that the Harriman Pond, which at least has some similar specs and attributes about it, is overcrowded. And the suspicion was maybe this pond would be overcrowded as well. Harriman stations a police officer there on weekends, again implying we may have to as well, and that would incur additional expense. Because of its proposed location in the city, the majority of use may likely come from outside of North Ogden. Maybe more residents from Harrisville and Pleasant View use it than even North Ogden residents. There was concerns that maybe North Shore swimming facility would lose business. The total cost of the structure was a concern, and it was uncertain whether even federal grant money would be received until November. A question was given about inadequate parking. It may cause pond users to park in surrounding neighborhoods and would likely also bring heavier summer traffic into those what will be in the future heavily populated areas. And the last item I mentioned to me is the most significant argument against it, safety, of course. We're all concerned about possible drownings or near drownings that might take place in that facility. Of course, it was mentioned that we might be able to take measures to mitigate those safety concerns. As I hear that, as I consider that, I also thought to myself, Harriman, which has had 3 drownings, and Farmington, that's had 1 drowning, I'm sure the council members there felt they were confident they could mitigate safety issues as well, and they took measures to mitigate those concerns. To me, those are still significant concerns. I know that I'm just one person and one opinion, but to me, as I look at the arguments for and the arguments against it, the arguments against, to me, outweigh the arguments in favor of it. I have one other item. I just would like to give a paper to each of the council members and city council and the mayor up there, because I think this would be just for your eyes only, and I don't have any concerns that anybody here or anybody watching on YouTube would see this. A week ago, a rather lengthy I don't know what we call it, argument was placed on Facebook by a member of our city. And I just have responses back to that member of the city that I want for you to see my arguments against it, so that you can see